therapist. Let's start from the beginning. George Lucas. No. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Today, we've got the best 5v5 offense and defense teams in all the land. This is the offense video. I'm also releasing the defensive teams video at the exact same time as this one, so check both of those out. The defense teams will be linked in the video description, or you can wait to the end of this video and that will also be linked. Huge shout out to my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, please just hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment, mount the algorithm. It's yours for the taking, or the mounting at least. And just one more amazing shout out. If you want to get your roster reviewed or roasted, follow the graphic. The instructions on the graphic. Hit me up on Discord, guys. Limited time offer on the pricing of this. Get some feedback, man. People are saying I'm being too generous with how much review I'm actually doing with my time. So until the end of July, it'll be at this price. So let's jump in. However, folks, there's tons to discuss as far as I know. So let's see if I can find the right. There we go. I think. Okay. Cool. Neat. Whoa, we're in the game. Now, this is an interesting season, folks. We've got a lot of focus datacrons that we have to deal with. The Supreme Leader Kylo one, I mean, it's Dark Side Ray, technically. But, like, that one's going to be really tough to get through. And there's not that many ways to get through it. And then people are just going to load up on a lot of Galactic Legends on defense because they can. And there's going to be some ways to defend against some of the more common counters. So we need to keep some stuff for offense at the very least. And, I mean, we're going to start with Leia. Basically, she's going to be used to take out the Lord Vader team. Lord Vader with clones is going to be here more and more. I realize that not everyone's going to have Lord Vader with clones, but the people who do, like, more and more people are just going to have at least some clones available, right? And, like, by next 5v5, there'll be a lot of people. We'll just be swimming in Lord Vaders. Which is ironic. I bet he wished he had chosen to swim in water on Mustafar, but there wasn't much of that available. So Leia is basically just kind of the the social contract team. We used to joke that you use in 3v3, people would place a Fin Poe team way back before Zori was out, and so you'd place that on defense. Every person would place it on defense, and then you'd use Wedge, Han, Chewie to counter it, and that was the social contract. We'd all place it, and we'd all use the same counter, and that was very consistent for like a year or something. And I feel like Leia countering Lord Vader is just gonna be like the Galactic Legend version of that counter. And then if they don't place Lord Vader, if they have a crap Lord Vader, like, do something else, I guess. You can also use Jedi Master Luke if you have the Hermit Yoda datacron. The problem with that is you're gonna want to use that probably with the Kenobi squad, because so Jedi Master Luke, he can counter he'll counter that Lord Vader team. He'll counter a few different things with that Hodocron, and it's really fun to use it there. The problem is the Supreme Leader Kylo team with Darkseid Rey is it's so impossible to beat right now. Like, there's just not much that beats it. Kenobi seems like it's going to be the best chance to be able to do things against it. We don't really have that much data on it. Like last 5v5, it was around a tiny bit because of the people who just mega wailed on those focus datacrons. But for the most part, we don't really know what's going to work. And the focus datacron for Hermit Yoda seems like that's going to go really nicely with Kenobi to be able to beat, like, everyone's just going to play Supreme Leader Kylo, which opens up interesting avenues for defense, as you guys will see. But you basically need to keep Kenobi for offense if you can. And if it doesn't work against the Supreme Leader Kylo team, I don't know what to tell you guys. You're probably just screwed. There's like, you can use a team with like either Bane or say the Eternal Emperor and Bane, and then there's not much. There's not much to beat that team, at least that we know of right now. That could change, of course. People are shockingly inventive at times. So Jedi Master Luke is just he's just gonna be tooling around doing his own thing without the Hodacron, usually, unfortunately. They even fixed the way to cheese beating Supreme Leader Kylo. To if you have a faster Kylo, you could two-man the squad, but they changed it. There was a bug that people were kind of just using. I guess one might call it an exploit. One not, but one way or another, that avenue of approach has been eradicated. So Kenobi and Leia pretty default on offense. Jedi Master Luke pretty default on. Sometimes you just split your Jedi comps too. You guys know how it works, right? Just keep all your Jedi for offense, and then you'll be happy. Except for the new Mace team, like you put that on defense, but we'll talk about that in the defense video. So, okay, so there's a few different avenues of approach here too, folks. Like Balen apparently is getting beat by the new Bad Batch. And if that's the case, if he consistently gets beat, you probably want to keep him for offense, because he does beat a few different teams, and actually, he actually does beat the team I'm gonna tell people to place for Ahsoka, like the Ahsoka team. And people don't watch this offensive team's video as much as they watch the defensive team's video. So people watching this are getting the inside scoop. So this team on offense beats that Ahsoka team, but like pretty consistently. It looks like an 86% win rate or something like that. Though maybe that's inflated because maybe they don't have as good of a datacron now. So your mileage may vary, but one way or another, you can use this on offense. It's going to have some application, and it stops you from the embarrassment of losing to Bad Batch. Of course, Bad Batch, they're going to be used to be killing some stuff as well. So Balen and Bad Batch, on the defensive teams video, I did put these as well on defensive teams, because you just need to have options, right? Like I think I had like 16 options for defense, and it's like some people just don't have everything. So, and Bad Batch seemed like I think they're going to be fairly obnoxious on defense too. You put that Batcher, Kron, or the Crosshair one on, and you're good to go. So, anyways, one way or another, these teams, the Bad Batch team will beat Queen Amidala. It'll beat Balen Skull apparently. I hear that it also even beats Inquisition, which, I mean, it sounds like a pretty versatile team. We'll have to explore that this season. I think I will be keeping the Bad Batch team for offense, so that'll be fairly fancy. We got Inquisition, and I don't really know, guys. Like, I don't think they beat the new Mace team. It's like, hey, you guys were built to beat Jedi, and they're like, well, not these Jedi. These Jedi are special. They have to be killed by Darth Sidious or something. Not the current Darth Sidious, of course, that we have in game, but one way or another, these guys, they'll just do the things that they usually do. They'll threaten to kill pretty strong stuff, and they are, I hate to say it, guys, they are diminishing in power. Like, they're still good, and they're still like God mode in a lot of different game modes, but I mean, every squad ages over the course of time, and not that they're terrible now, but they are a little bit diminishing. They're not like, oh yeah, they counter everything. Now they counter some stuff. They do fine. They're good enough. If they don't have an Inquisition datacron, though, yeah, like, you will find some uses for them, right? Like, you can usually find a use for them, but don't be surprised when they sit on the bench sometimes. Hey guys, look, Commander Luke team. Now you can tell me that you can't believe how I had the temerity to tell you to take off all those mods on this team. That, man, I'm out of touch. That I said to take all the mods off of Commander Luke and never use him again. Because look at how hypocritical Zareth is by putting this team here. Like, clearly clearly he still thinks this team is useful. He was just rage baiting us. No, you put worse mods on the team and move on. So this team will probably not get used that much unless you see like a General Skywalker squad. Then your mileage may vary. I don't care, guys. Do what you want. Follow your heart. The Maul team, I don't really know how it's gonna do. Like, I like the Imperial Super Commando cron because it gets the team started. Like, a lot of people want to use the Gar cron, which it is better. It does more damage, but usually this team has a really big it has a problem with getting started, like beginning with what they need. Like, they need someone to be doing actions to get Maul going, and so without the Imperial Super Commando cron, you're kind of screwed. Like, none of these guys are especially fast or bright. No one asked me that. They can do a lot of damage. I question if they're going to be that useful against much this season, guys. We'll see. At the very least, they'll make a really good cleanup squad to any Galactic Legend that we fail to kill. Like, I think they probably kill most Galactic Legends that have 1 or 2 characters left with them. So that'll be nice. Sometimes you'll just want to use Maul with Seer Malicos if you indeed have Seer Malicos on offense. Guns, I mean, you could put them on defense. They're kind of obnoxious, but you still just beat them, I think, fairly trivially with either Treya or Great Mothers or probably most things, honestly, that normally beat it. Like Bo-Katan, they do have a datacron. They're not as good as they were. Using them on offense, being able to take down a lot of different teams, because the AI just isn't very good against guns. They're like, we want to hit the frogs, which I totally relate with the AI on that. But you know, targeting that shield generator is hard. So these guys just, I mean, they just beat so much, guys. The stupid frogs, I wish they weren't useful, but they are. So Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, sometimes you want Stormtrooper here instead of Death Trooper, or maybe even instead of Captain Enoch. It just depends. This team, I'm curious to see where it lands against the new General Grievous. I guess I gotta look that up, but I would expect this team not to be that useful this season. It has its uses here and there, but for the most part, like, you put it on defense and it just gets eaten by so many teams that this squad, I mean, it does fine. I feel like his use is bigger in 3s. It's nice to have him for offense, though. Like, fighting teams that have turn meter stuff, shenanigans, like, they'll beat like the Qui-Gon teams, which I'm still telling people to place on defense. They will beat like the Fin Zori teams that people place because they want filler teams. Like, they'll beat all those teams. Any teams that really do a lot of turn meter shenanigans, they've got. The game's kind of moving away from turn meter nonsense. Maybe not all the way, but okay. Bounty hunters. Their one niche use used to be that they'd go in and just destroy Lord Vader sometimes, and they don't really have that anymore. So what are you guys gonna do? Like, mostly just sit on yonder bench. Good job, guys. Darth Bane with Sith Assassin. So this is you could take Sith Eternal Emperor to go with him, and maybe you'd have a little higher chance of being able to beat that Supreme Leader Kylo team. Sith Eternal Emperor, if you haven't guessed already, I'm recommending it for defense this season. So Darth Bane is your other hope. You probably just load some turn meter on the Supreme Leader Kylo team. Like, get rid of all their cooldowns, and of course you burn their cooldowns, and of course you drop 20 banners for it. But then Bane can go in and, in theory, try to clean up. He's just got 5 people hitting him instead of just 3. And if this is the case, they're going to have Hux, so he doesn't get bonus turn meter when things happen, because Hux stops that. So, because it's 5s instead of 3s, and they need Hux, or they could put Hux and Kylo Ren unmasked down. So, Bane, otherwise, I mean, he just kills the same stuff he always does, which is basically everything. So, he's cool. Hope and pray that your Kenobi team beats that Supreme Leader Kylo squad. And then Bane he's just, he's a happy camper, which, I don't know. I didn't know he camped. But we have Bo-Katan. The squad probably just, it hunts like the Great Mother's team. It takes down like the old school Lord Vader teams for the next month or so. You'll be able to use them against that. They beat a lot of stuff. I mean, they're still one of the most useful teams. People are going to be placing this Maul team on defense quite a bit, and Bo-Katan just destroys that team pretty hard. I think, don't quote me on this, I think they do okay against the Bad Batch. In 3s they did. Maybe not in 5s. If people are dumb enough to leave their Kenobi on defense, then Bo-Katan will beat that. Yeah, she's just a useful person. Troopers will probably never get used, but I made the team just for fun. So I put hard mode on here because I also recommended this for defense. Note that you do need to replace Crew. Crew was on defense last time with this team, and instead, I mean, you could put Ninth Sister or whatever. Jedi Training Rey is, I mean, she's okay. I like a couple of the things that she does on the squad, but in totality, like, the squad does pretty well. Note that you don't have Jedi Cal, so or Baby Cal, sometimes you'll want to put Maul here in the 5th slot on offense. They'll take down some of the Reys. Just remember that we're facing a lot of Rey teams with Barriss, and so it's a really tough thing to beat a Rey team where you have to keep Barriss alive the whole time before you take him out. I mean, you could kill Barriss and there's no revives available and stuff. So with this team, so you can still do it, but a lot of people are just like doubling down. They're like, okay, I'm gonna put Barriss and I'm gonna put Ezra on the team, and I'm gonna put 1,000 million defense percentage. And so you can do that, or you can just throw this team on defense. It's your choice, like hard mode, because this team, if you put it on defense, then you have like, it's so incredibly versatile on offense. It makes your match into a hard mode, basically. So I mean, this will take down all the stuff that it has in the past, like basically everything. No Supreme Leader Kylo, unfortunately, but most of the other stuff. Now, this is the first time for a long time that I've suggested Queen Amidala for offense. The problem is, if you have the Krennic Kron, then this team just deletes so many things. Like, it beats Rey teams, and it beats basically any team with Ezra on it. It seems like, at least right now, at least with that Krennic Kron that does all of the buff immunity, it's just crazy. So if you don't have the Krennic Kron, then you can still keep these guys for offense. They're not going to do as well. Their output won't be as amazing, but they'll do fine. You could also just throw them on defense too. I don't care, guys, but this is the first time that they've exclusively been on offense as a recommendation for me. Like, my alt will still keep them on defense, however. Wampa and Sidious, good luck finding a good use for them. Maybe you can. I wouldn't hold my breath if I were you, unless it was just as part of your natural breathing routine. Can you call breathing a routine? I suppose it is. So Great Mothers, look, if people, you got to check, because if your opponent has the Phoenix Focus Datacron, it gives them extra turn meter, and therefore the Great Mothers can't outspeed them. And so if you want to face the Ahsoka team, you just have to make sure you don't get fractured by Hera right away. So, like, people are going to use the Nebit Kron to maybe get Hera, make Hera the weakest, so she gets a bunch of, like, as soon as Morgan gets fractured, before you can, like, start destroying Phoenix members, or Spectre members, then you lose. So making your Great Mothers really fast, and Morgan 1 speed slower, so still really fast, is great. But then also you have to look out for making sure that you aren't also outsped by Ezra, which a lot of people are making Ezra fast enough now to evade them. So just keep an eye on that, folks. And then, hey, look at that. There's Mother Talzin and the nightsisters. They're probably not going to do that much. I'm curious to see, actually. I'm probably going to try it. We'll just play science for a couple rounds. But I want to try this against Grievous teams with his datacron. I don't really know how it does. Maybe I'll look at the insights first, but otherwise this team is, I mean, it can be opportunistic against like Jawa teams depending on what people are placing. There's still the Afra datacron out there, the focus datacron, that sometimes she's going to just have Chrysanthemum on the team, and then the nightsisters might be able to take down the Jawa squad. Who knows? Saw team will, I mean, almost exclusively just go out and kill Queen Amidala squads. Otherwise, you know, Saw has this good datacron. Otherwise, this team does pretty good on offense. You can usually find something to use, something that's pretty health heavy. That Dash team, it just keeps taking hits, man. This is more of a desperation team these days, but I do still love it. Go place this Jawa team on defense, guys. I dare you. You have to remod them and everything. But if you have the focus datacron, this team seems like a lot of fun. I, for one, am certainly going to try finding a use for it. My alt also has this focus datacron and will be trying to use it on offense as well. So you can follow your heart, though. You can throw it on defense if you want, if you're crazy. Boba and Fennec, if your opponent is silly enough to place their Saw team on defense, and you have the focus datacron for Boba Fett, then you can use that. Otherwise, I don't see that they're going to get a ton of use this season. Geos, I don't know why I put those there at all. Zori. So this is an interesting team because you can use that Nebbit focus datacron to make either Zori, if you can make Zori the weakest, or Resistance Hero Finn the weakest, one of those two, then you get a ton of bonus turn meter, and then you can take out teams like Ahsoka and stuff. This team is something I'll definitely be exploring this time, because it's a light side team, so you actually get bonus turn meter, which means you can actually outspeed even a really fast Ahsoka team, even if they have that Phoenix focus datacron on it. Tuskens, don't hold your breath, guys. You're not going to get much use. The Phoenix team, if you have the focus datacron, like, you could take down like Inquisition with them. You can take down guns, actually. This is a really good use for taking out guns. I don't even think you need the focus datacron to do it. I think you just go in and just destroy the stupid frogs. And then finally, last and probably least, Karth and his lovable band of losers. I mean, you have the Zalbar Kron. You can use it for offense. A lot of times people are using the Zalbar Kron to go do other more impressive things, like kill Supreme Leader Kylo with it. So you can use it. You know, we're gonna have a lot of teams we have to face, like 6. I'm telling people to play 6 GLs, which is probably crazy even for me, but it is what it is, folks. Anyways, let's I'm gonna call it good on this video, and I'll break down the defensive teams in the next one. So thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails. Take care, folks.